So guys, I'm gonna make this video a little quick because I'm sure you have better things to do. Um, I'm gonna be talking about the top 10 books I read in the year 2020. I read my reading goal was 31 books. I ended up reading 36 books. I'm mighty pleased. Many books that I read were massive in size, like so massive that if on a normal year it would probably take me a month or month and a half to finish them, but some of them I went through very easily, not easily but very steadfastly. Let's begin with a book I read recently which will make my number 10 best book of the year, and that is 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson. In this book the author attempts to explain his philosophy about how one should be and how one should not be, and the psychology behind all of that. He's a psychologist and he's also a very well-known author now. I must say his writing style is very challenging because he is not a good writer. But the subject matter is more of a lecture and a philosophy, and it felt like Jordan Peterson is the father I never had. By that I mean to say is that you, my friend, when you read that book, you might just feel that he is the father you should have had. I mean, we all have different fathers, but having a person like him, he's literally a parental figure who you will take the advice from. Number 9 is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. What is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins? It's another non-fiction book. In the book Can't Hurt Me, the author talks about his life, his struggles. He's a black man in America. He has done Navy SEAL training. If you know anything about Navy SEAL training, it is insane. Besides that, he has a numerous number of world records. He's physically more powerful than a lot of people, but he's mentally yet stronger. And in this book, he proves that there's nothing like no can't do. He will do everything. He wants to be the baddest MF in the world, and he is possibly the baddest MF in the world. Read this book if you want to get off your ass and do something in life, man. Number 8, Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stewart. Again, I've done a video review for this. I will leave the link in the description. Shuggie Bain is a book about an alcoholic mother in Scotland. I think it's set somewhere I'm forgetting when it's set, to be honest with you guys. Why am I saying? To be dishonest with you guys, I'm forgetting when it's set. Alright, Shuggie Bain won the Man Booker Prize for 2020. You must read this book if you have any interest in alcohol and what it does to the human mind and psyche. I'm going to try to speed things up now. Number 7 is Ready Player One. Great book. I'm going to leave a video review link in the description, so please check that. Number 6 is the 5-second rule. Again, I will leave a link in the description. Now let's begin with number 5. For number 5 spot, I am going to give 2 books because I can't make up my mind, so I'm going to name 2 books. The first is Circe by Madeline Miller, and the second is Mythos by Stephen Fry. Oh my god, what happened after reading Circe is that I became absolutely mesmerized by Greek mythology. And I became so mesmerized that I thought, you know what, wow, it opened my eyes to this new world, and it's written in this dreamlike landscape, and it's absolutely fantastic. So Circe was a fantastic book, and Mythos is an account of Greek gods and how man was made as per Greek mythology. Man, it'll open your mind in so many directions. I beg of you to read this book. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the 5-minute limit because I'm going to be talking about my top 4 books now of this year. So let's talk about A Little Life. A Little Life by Yana Harigeta, I think that's her name, is a fantastic book, a big book, a massive book, a journey into depression like you've never been, a sad fucking book which will mess you up, wreck you up, make you whimper, cry, beg, steal, hide, borrow, whatever, man. You will literally die and cry if you read A Little Life. It is that amazing. It's a massive book. I finished it in 4 days. It was that damn good. Okay, so that's 5 minutes. Sorry, my 5 minutes is up, but I'm still going to try to hurry up through the remaining. A Little Life is a fantastic depressing book. If you want to read the most depressing book ever, read A Little Life. Alright? I think I did a book review for it. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I don't know if any of you are going to ever read those or watch those videos, but you should, man. What the hell? Now I'm going to be talking about the top 3 books of the year. And when I was coming upstairs, whatever my number 3 was, I'm going to swap between the number 3 and the number 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you that the third best book of the year is Don Quixote by Cervantes. Cervantes, I don't know how to pronounce the name. Again, this is a classic, literally fiction. The book is bigger than your entire life. You will, I don't know what to say, man. A random 50-year-old man one day decides that he wants to become a knight who will protect the honor of everyone. And this man calls himself Don Quixote. And absolutely majestic is the writing. And for the first half, you will be wondering why you're reading this book. But do yourself a favor and read the whole damn book. Now, this took me, I want to say 20 days to finish. It is massive. And at that time, I think the COVID situation was not there, so I was working also. So it took me 20 days to finish. But Don Quixote this book is literally maybe one of the best books you'll ever get to read. Number 2 is a book I tried to read 3 times in my life, and I finally read it. By the way, I'm making a lot of faces because I'm trying to do a lot of things. I'm trying to talk. Normally, I'm not so like, oh. Anyways, number 2 is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. What do I even say about The Count of Monte Cristo? This book is the world. I will leave I wrote a little review of it on Goodreads. After I finished reading the book, I go to Goodreads and I leave a review. The Count of Monte Cristo is a life-changing adventure. It felt like a magic carpet ride through lands and stories untold. I mean, 15% into the book, you will wonder what else can happen in the book. You will be like, dude, I have read so much and this is just 15% of the book. So you can imagine what will happen to you after you read 100% of this book. It will absolutely blow you away, my friend. You will travel like no man's business, and that's the best thing about reading. You feel like you're traveling even though you're not moving. The Count of Monte Cristo lived up to the hype of being maybe the best book of its kind. Could be the best fiction ever written, could be the best literary classic fiction, whatever you want to call it, of all time, man. It just could be. It is that damn good. It is no less than a War and Peace. It is probably a better book than War and Peace. And it is equally big in size. I read The Count of Monte Cristo in a week. It involved about 60 hours of reading, but I did it anyway. So yeah, man, that's The Count of Monte Cristo. Now, this brings me to my number 1 book of the year. And I know there's no drum rolls or heavy effects in this thing, but I don't know what to say. Let me just calm down for a moment and take a breath. Goldfinch by Donna Tartt is the best book I read in 2020. Again, this book is so massive that 20% into it, you wonder why the author is even going on. She should just end the book here. Why is Donna Tartt not ending this book? It is the perfect book. It is about this. It should be done with. Man, this book will come around and it slapped me left, right, center with its emotions. At times, I would just stop. I would fiddle with my phone. I would look at the wall and I would ask the ghost of the wall if it is experiencing what I'm experiencing. To cut a long story short, the book is mesmerizing. Her writing is second to none. I have never read a book like this in my entire life. And guys, I am not just saying this, but The Goldfinch is the best book I have ever read. And Donna Tartt does this year on year. Last year, in 2019, or last to last year now, that will be 2021, I read maybe 30 books again. And out of those 30 books, I would want to say Donna Tartt's Secret History was the best book I read in 2019. She comes around and does an even bigger voodoo on me. This is the best book ever. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I'm gonna go now. Follow me. Okay guys, that was me talking about the books. I wanted to keep the video in 5 minutes, but I couldn't do it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I hope at least one of you subscribed. And 2020 was an absolutely fantastic year for my reading. And I think one of the reasons I read more in 2020 was because I was sober for up until May 19th of last year, or May 15th, mid-May. So I was sober for about 130, 140 days. I realized that there's a seesaw going on between drinking in my life and reading in my life. When I drink a lot, I read less. When I read a lot, I don't drink. So on that note, I'm going sober this January. Let's see if I end up reading a book. There were many other books which I read which were pretty good, and then there were some which were horrible. For example, The Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens is a shit book. Another book I read which I really hated was The Master and Margarita, and I really hated it, man. And some other book that I hated was anyways, why am I talking about hate? It's so easy to hate, it's difficult to love. I'll see you guys when I do, man. Oops, I'm done. Cheers.